안녕하세요. 한국에 오신 거 환영합니다. For the last 10 days, I've been traveling in South Korea, mainly in Seoul and the surrounding areas. That way is North Korea. Unfortunately, it's a pretty cloudy day today, so you can't really see much.
I have never seen so many hikers in my life. This is unbelievable. They've all got the gear.
It's like it's trying to regrow on the weight.
Oh, it's weird.
I knew very little about this country before coming, and realistically I still know very little about it. But after trying my best to get into what this country has to offer and have some authentic local experiences, I have come up with 7 things that have most caught my attention in my short time here. Number 1, the people look beautiful. South Korea is the Asian capital of style, fashion, beauty and skincare. And both the women and men here just look so good and present so well. It honestly makes someone like me walking around in a Korean soccer jersey and a pair of 3/4 cargo pants look pretty lame and underdressed. So much so that it made me want to get a haircut at a local barber to fit in with the locals.
갈게요. 네. 갈게요. 네.
Next up is the shampoo. Unreal experience. This is the home of fashion and good haircuts, so it seems fitting to be having a haircut here in a local barbershop in South Korea. Now, this obsession with good looks and image does come at a cost, and I've always thought the prevalence of plastic surgery in Korea has always made me feel just a little bit uncomfortable, but nonetheless, it's hard not to notice how good people look here. Number 2, Koreans love drinking. I have heard many stories about how Korean people love to drink, but I was not expecting it to be this level. Whether it's beer, soju, sormak, or makgeolli, people here are more than happy to drink it, and lots of it. Many groups of workmates will go out to 3 to 4 times a week and get absolutely hammered, and they seem to recover the next day like nothing ever happened. Now, I know this drinking culture sometimes comes with a dark undertone of excessive work hours and a commitment to the company, and for me personally, there's no way it could be a sustainable lifestyle long term, but as a tourist coming here for a week, I was more than happy to be a part of it.
It's so good. It's so cute.
Number 3, many Korean men with Western women. If you've traveled around Asia a bit, it does not take a genius to realize that there are a lot more Asian women with Caucasian men compared to Asian men with Caucasian women. Wow, that was a confusing sentence.
It's weird though, you see a lot of Asian women with, I guess, you would say more Caucasian men. I don't know.
You don't know the reason for that?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's just been a coincidence with me, but here in Korea, I've noticed a lot of Korean men dating Caucasian women. Now, maybe it's related to the rise of K-pop and K-dramas in the West, or just perhaps that Korean men are on balance extremely handsome. Or perhaps I'm just making up completely random shit that is not at all fact-checked or true. I'll let you be the judge of that in the comments below. Number 4, the Korean alphabet is very simple. I have dabbled or at least played around with studying a few languages over the years, and the Korean script Hangul is by far the easiest I have ever seen. There is only 10 vowels and 14 consonants to remember, and I honestly believe if you committed to it for 1 or 2 days, you could start reading most of it. Introduced in 1446 by King Sejong as a way of simplifying a system that was previously reliant on Chinese characters, Hangul has now earned international recognition for its logical and phonetic structure. It makes the language very approachable and makes it so much fun just to go and read little things like signs or menus, even if you don't 100% understand what it means. Number 5. Jjimjilbangs, Korean bathhouses. Visiting a jjimjilbang or a Korean bathhouse is a must-try for anyone wanting to have an authentic Korean experience. I was kind of aware of bathhouses in Korea similar to onsens in Japan, but what I was not expecting was the communal lounging area and restaurants that caters for sometimes hundreds of people choosing to sleep there the night. I actually stayed in one overnight at probably a quarter of the price of a cheap hostel, and it was an absolutely magical experience. There were old people, young people, couples, and even families who had escaped to the jjimjilbang that weekend for a bit of rest and relaxation. And as I was waking up at 7 AM next to 2 older Korean gentlemen and in a room of over 100 people, I was just trying to pretend that this was a completely normal experience for me. Number 6, the amount of side dishes. Korea is the nation of side dishes. When first coming, I thought it might just be kimchi and a few other small dishes, but when going to a restaurant here, it feels like half the table is filled entirely of side dishes. Sometimes as many as 10 or 15. If you really wanted to, you could probably have a pretty decent feed eating nothing but side dishes. Now, is this really a groundbreaking or interesting observation? Absolutely not. Number 7, the people are more chill than I expected. About 5 years ago, I spent some time traveling around Japan, and what became obvious quite quickly was the emphasis on customer service and politeness in pretty much every situation. And whilst parts of it were great and made it very efficient to travel around, sometimes I just felt like it was a little bit too forced and robotic. When coming to South Korea, I expected something similar, but to be honest, it feels like there is a grittiness and chillness here that Japan just doesn't have, almost like some parts of Southeast Asia. Currently in an area called Ansan, about 1 and a bit hours outside of Seoul, one of the most multicultural parts of Korea, I believe, and there's literally so many different nationalities here, coming from all across Asia, the Middle East, Africa. You see so many different types of flags here. My experience here is that people have been super friendly and super generous, but they'll also be direct when they need to be. And to me, that approach just seems more natural. So that is it for the 7 things I noticed most during my first trip to South Korea. I'll definitely be back. I really enjoyed traveling around South Korea, super convenient, and the people I met were just super warm and super friendly as well. And great fun to have a drink with as well. I'm sure there are many other observations that people may have had, so make sure to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, 안녕하세요.